Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
Alright, people. I was watching an IFL interview today with Adam Smith, and there's one thing, just a quick interjection here. This is one thing I love about IFL. When you go through the comment section, the bits you normally want, someone always in the comment section post a timestamp. It's a bloody lifesaver. And Sky were basically, well, Adam Smith was at just a kind of like press thing for Richard Riakpor's next fight. You know, mentioned that he's trained with Adrian Fernandez, I should say. Not Adrian Garcia, Adrian Fernandez. And obviously the question was put to Adam Smith about Anthony Joshua. Is he going to sign for Sky for the foreseeable future? And as Adam Smith said, he expects Anthony Joshua to fight with Sky for life. He expects any kind of signatures, at least in the short term, to be done within the next couple of weeks. And he spoke with a great degree of certainty. Like, even Umar, who was doing the interview, was kind of... He kind of was like, I don't want to ask you straight out. I think Adam Smith kind of got it, and as soon as he heard it, he was like, yep, ask me straight out. And he was very just kind of like assertive and focused, like, we've been with AJ since day one, and it looks like it's going to stay that way. Now, he was speaking so much about dealing with the management. He didn't really mention Eddie Hearn. He was mentioning more about speaking with 258 management and getting the kind of deal done that way. Now, obviously, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why he did this. On several different reasons as to why I don't know why he did this. But he signed a career-long deal with Matchroom, I think just before he fought Alexander Usyk, or was it just after? But it was in around that time frame. Now, I'll just be frank, I don't understand why he did that, because AJ at this stage is the kind of guy where he could, with 258 management, he could go independent and just do what Canelo was doing, just let them bid for you and the highest bidder gets it. I suspect AJ... Could it be loyalty? Is it the fact that maybe he doesn't see the zone as big enough? Because the rumours are to be believed, it's in around 100k subscribers that are paid, that the zone have, are paying from the UK. So maybe he feels it's not big enough. But also I suspect AJ is always talking about loyalty. I don't particularly like that word in boxing. I think, as I said, Canelo Alvarez, he split from Golden Boy. He had those few fights with Hearn. He went to PBC. He's back with Hearn. God knows where he's going to go next. He's staying independent. He's just saying, let the highest bidder, I'll take the highest bidder. And he's going all around. Where AJ talks a lot more about loyalty. I think Canelo's style of doing things is the best way. It's the best way to get you the bag, basically. And it's the best way to avoid, these promoters. Some of them promoters can be scrupulous characters, and they will put all types of shenanigans in contracts and stuff like that. And I'm convinced that's why Canelo isn't fighting Makabu, because he'd be dealing with Don King, and Don King even now would be the sort of guy where he'd try and do something, even though he's washed up as a promoter. He's that kind of character. He's a horrible man, Don King, that that's probably the main reason why Canelo's not fighting Makabu, I can imagine. But back onto the subject of this video. AJ with Sky, at least for the short term foreseeable, seems likely. Honest to God, I wouldn't be surprised if AJ has another 5 fights and that's the end of his career. They'll all be on Sky. They'll all be on Sky Box Office. I think with AJ, it's just like, it's a no-brainer. The zone, it hasn't, certainly in the UK, it doesn't actually have AJ, but there is no names. There's not, in terms of like who is really, a stadium filler. You've Conor Benn, who is doing good numbers, with his shows and stuff like that, but he's not even scratching the surface of a Dylan White or an AJ with that regard. So maybe AJ look at the zone and thinking, do you know what, it's not sustainable, it's not going to last, it's not going to get me the big paydays, it's not going to have a big enough reach. Yes, I can bring the subscriber count up, no problem, but in terms of marketing, in terms of everything, it's not going to do what Sky have done. He's been with Sky his whole career, he knows them, tried and tested, they've given him, they've made him a millionaire, multi-millionaire, massive pay-per-view numbers. I reckon that's what AJ is thinking, and I'd be very surprised if he goes and signs with DAZN or anyone other than Sky, to be honest with you, for his fight, whoever it may be, whether it be Usyk, whether it be Otto Valin, whether it be Joe Joyce. I did find that Twitter interaction with Joe Joyce and Shane McGuigan strange last night. Obviously Sonny Edwards was absolutely tearing in to Shane McGuigan. I mean, if you haven't seen some of the things Sonny Edwards was saying about McGuigan, he wasn't pulling no punches. There's a lot of beef there between Sonny Edwards and Shane McGuigan, stemming from a while back. They used to train together, and McGuigan apparently grabbed Sonny Edwards by the throat over something. I can't remember exactly what it was, years ago now, a couple of years anyway, but again, going off topic, back onto this. AJ with Sky, I reckon that's a formality at this stage. And, with AJ and Hearn, they would deal with Sky. Like, so, Eddie Hearn obviously has his thing on the zone, but AJ has no managerial company, but he's promoted by Eddie Hearn. So if AJ's fighting on the zone, Hearn's part of the show. It's just the way it is. I'd be amazed, as I said, if he doesn't go with anyone other than Sky. Amazed. As I said, Sky have that. They have that marketing. They have the reach. Where they can load other sports. You can have AJ there. You can have him on Soccer AM. All the shows that just get crazy views. There's AJ there. People know who he is. There's his fight. Put it on Sky Box Office, on Sky News, all that jazz. And it's a formality. With the zone, doesn't have that reach. And, a lot of people have been saying that, I heard Hatman saying that maybe Eddie Hearn is feeling the pressure. I'd say he probably is. And he definitely doesn't seem to be as relaxed, is the best way to describe it. Maybe in some interviews, you kind of see he's a bit more on edge. I was watching Hatman's video on this earlier, and he was saying that the zone, they don't have any major stars really. You've Conor Benn, who, he's, as I said, doing great numbers, but he's not at that level of an AJ, and he may never will be. They don't have any heavyweights. And here's one of the things that I think Hearn took for granted with Sky, not just the marketing. If you look at Hearn's stable of fighters, right? He had loads of the Rio GB team turned pro with Matchroom. Boazzi, Acolli, Fowler, Felix Cash, Joe Cordina, etc, etc, etc. He even had some kind of, minor guys who were on the Team GB squad as well, turning over with him back a couple of years ago. Now, with the exception of Lawrence Acolli, every single one of them has been just at a snail's pace in their career. And I think that Eddie Hearn, knowing that he had AJ as his main cash cow, he had Dillian White, he had Kell Brook, when Kell Brook would fight, because Kell Brook would as far as I was, Kell Brook had a big name. He did, even before he fought Triple G, a lot of my friends who would be casual as you like, they knew who Kell Brook was, and they knew when he was fighting. So we had, almost like a pyramid of names. AJ, kind of White, Brook, once AJ Khan, and people. So he was able to kind of get by bringing these GB guys on extremely slowly. Like with Boazzi and Fowler, they were, until Fowler fought Fitzgerald, they were all matched very slowly, very carefully, almost treated with kid gloves. Then all of a sudden, Sky's gone, and now Hearn is like, crap. I'm not guaranteed AJ. White's fighting on a fight-by-fight basis. I'm not guaranteed him. I've Conor Benn, but I've no one else. And all these GB guys who maybe I saw signs of, maybe doing something, well, they're really nowhere in their career. No one knows who the hell they are. And now he's kind of thinking, crap, now I've got to actually put these guys in real fights. And not that they weren't fighting real fights, they were fighting soft touches. Now I'm putting them in 50-50 fights. And I think maybe that's one thing that Eddie Hearn took for granted with Sky, that he was able to have these guys on AJ's undercards fighting no hopers. And now all of a sudden he doesn't have that. He has the zone saying, we need like to make our money back. And Hearn is like, well, I need to put on better cards. I need to put on more 50. That's why, look at how many of his guys have ended up losing, male and female, on the zone cards as of recent. I mean, Boazzi was meant to fight Vlasov in December. They didn't have that fight, and there's not even a mention of that fight happening again, because I don't think Eddie Hearn could afford any more of his guys who were up and coming that he maybe sees potential with in the next year or two, or more maybe, to take anymore else. So, I think Hearn now is realising how much Sky helped. And they did. I think we all kind of realise now, like when we see the zone, and don't get me wrong, the cards on the zone the last few weeks have actually been quite good. I've enjoyed them. I enjoyed the Cody card. I enjoyed the Jacobs Ryder card. I enjoyed last week's card. I've been enjoying the cards. I just think that Eddie Hearn is really kind of having a, you could say, come to Jesus moment, where it's like, Sky really weren't that good. They really did help them. They really did help him. Maybe Eddie Hearn not knowing it, maybe subconsciously thinking it was all him, realising Sky done a good job. They done a good job. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are on AJ. Do you disagree? Do you think actually, no, the zone is better for AJ, he should go with them? Or are you like me thinking it's a formality? I remember even asking Ade a couple of months ago, I think when I had him on the channel, I said, like, impartial, AJ DAZN, Sky. And I remember him even saying, look, impartial, it's got to be Sky. It just makes the most sense. And I think it does. I think it just makes so much sense. Makes the most sense for him to go to Sky, and I'd be very surprised if he didn't do anything else. So that's my thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'd be interested to know. I love reading the comments. Interested to know. Lads and lads, I'll leave it there. If you could, smash the like button. I hope you enjoyed the video. Some people were saying, like, you should do that at the start of the video. And I actually done an outtake of this. And I did do this at the start of the video. And it just didn't feel, it just felt real forced. It's a real kind of like, welcome to the channel. Now could you smash the like button and do that? Yeah, just leave it at the end. I'll just leave it at the end. Let me just talk my just talk whatever the hell for the like 5-10 minutes, however long it is, and then just chuck this in at the end. By the way, since you've listened to me for the best part of 10 minutes, would you mind smashing the like button? Hitting subscribe if you haven't already. Help your boy out. Help him get to 7k and then 10k by the end of the year. Could you do that? I'd love that. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed it. For now, I'll talk to you. Get midweek report out tomorrow. We'll have fun with that. Peace.